Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a huge question, one that's been around forever. What actually makes a leader? We all kind of feel like we know one when we see one, right? But the deeper you dig, the trickier the whole thing gets. All right, so let's get right to the heart of it. The big classic debate. Are leaders born or are they made? Is it something you're just destined for, with all the right traits from day one? Or is it a skill, something anyone can learn and get better at? This single question, believe it or not, has driven decades of research. Okay, so before we can even touch that born or made question, we've got to get on the same page. What even is leadership? Because let me tell you, it's way more than just being the one in charge. And this definition is pretty revealing. Look at the key words here. It's a process of influence, where people voluntarily work toward a goal. Voluntarily, that's the magic word. Real leadership isn't about yelling orders or forcing people to do things. It's about creating a vibe where the team wants to pull in the same direction. It's a relationship, an ongoing thing. And even though there are a ton of different definitions out there, you start to see these same ideas pop up over and over again. Things like influence, vision, action, mission. It's like a recipe, right? A leader's got to provide that big picture vision, a clear mission, and point everyone in the right direction. It's all about using influence to get things moving. These are the building blocks, for sure. So, the way we think about leadership isn't set in stone, not at all. It's changed a lot, especially over the last 100 years or so. It's kind of like it grew up right alongside our society and our workplaces. So, let's take a quick look at how that idea evolved. Way back, it all started with this great man idea, or trait theory. The thinking was, you're either born a leader or you're not. You've got the courage, the smarts, the whole package. But then people started asking, wait, maybe it's not who they are, but what they do. That was behavioral theory. Then things got even more interesting with situational theory, which is basically, hey, maybe the best style depends on the situation. And that brings us to today, where we're looking at these really cool, deep ideas like inspiring people and leading by serving them. And here's the kicker for that first theory. Researchers looked and looked, but they just couldn't find one single list of traits that every great leader had. It just wasn't there. It became super clear that while your personality definitely matters, it's not the whole story, not even close. That whole leaders are born thing just started to fall apart under scrutiny. So, as our understanding got more sophisticated, we started seeing leadership not as one thing, but as a whole spectrum of styles. And it's probably best to think of these as like different tools in a toolbox or different plays in a coach's playbook. You don't use the same one every time, right? You pick the right one for the team and the task at hand. Let's look at two of the big ones. First, you've got the autocratic style. This is your top-down, my way or the highway leader. It's fast, no doubt, but it can really rub people the wrong way. Then, on the other side of the coin, you have the democratic leader. They bring everyone into the conversation. Great for team spirit, but man, it can take forever to make a decision. So you see the trade-off, right? It's speed versus buy-in. Okay, so those styles are useful, but they feel a little basic, don't they? They don't quite explain that special kind of leader. You know the one I'm talking about? The one who doesn't just manage things, but who genuinely inspires people and sparks real, profound change. And that is where transformational leadership comes into play. This is the really powerful stuff. It's built on 4 key ideas. First, charisma. You've got this incredible vision that people just want to be a part of. Then, inspiration. You set the bar high and make people believe they can reach it. Third, intellectual stimulation. You're not afraid to shake things up and challenge everyone to think differently. And finally, and this is so important, individualized attention. You're a coach, a mentor. You make every single person on the team feel seen and important. Okay, let's clear something up. This is a big one. We throw the words leader and manager around like they're the same thing, but they're not. They are fundamentally different, and understanding that difference is absolutely crucial to getting what leadership is all about. Think of it like this. A manager, they administer. They maintain. They're all about the systems and making sure things are done right. Efficiency. A leader, they innovate. They develop people. They're focused on doing the right thing. There's a great saying. A manager is busy climbing the ladder of success, but a leader is the one who makes sure that ladder is leaning against the right wall. That says it all, doesn't it? So, we've looked at theories and styles. But what if we zoom out? What are the common threads? What are those core qualities that just keep popping up no matter what kind of leader we're talking about? What's in the toolkit? Well, time and time again, we see things like having vision, that foresight, acting with honesty and integrity, that's huge. Being able to make the tough calls when it counts, being an amazing communicator, and remember, that means listening just as much as talking. And of course, the ability to inspire people, to treat them fairly. And more, we're seeing this idea that the best leaders are there to serve their team, not just to boss them around. And hey, this isn't just some business school textbook stuff. These qualities have a massive impact in the real world. I mean, just look at politics. When you think about it, what's really being sold to voters? It's not just a list of policies, it's the person, it's the leader's character. There's this really fascinating example from elections in Turkey. When you ask voters who they're supporting, they're more likely to say the leader's name, not the name of the party. Just think about that. It all comes down to the individual. Do I trust this person? Do they inspire me? That single person becomes the symbol for the entire political vision. So here we are. We started with that simple question, born or made? And we've seen it so much more complicated than that. It's a process. It's got different styles, different theories, but it all comes down to a core set of qualities. It's about influence and about doing the right thing. So now that you know how to spot a leader, the final question really isn't about them anymore. It's about you. What kind of leader will you be?